Hello and welcome to the inaugural episode, season 3 or 4, episode 3 or 4, definitely episode 3 of the season based on the last two baseball / preseason podcasts. I am your host, Dalton Van Pelt, Scotch on the sidelines, newly crowned champion. With me I have
your beloved commissioner, and we're ready to continue drinking. We are this deep into a bottle, so we'll keep it going.
All right. Fire it off. We're going to keep the same format as last year. We're going to try to do Monday nights. That is the plan during your Monday night broadcast. This week is a little special because Zach is in town, so we are doing a Sunday night football version. We have it on right now, and a punt just about hit the Jumbotron, or did it?
It hit the Jumbotron. It hit the Jumbotron. Man, we love our kickers and punters.
12:28 into the third quarter is where we start this podcast. All right. IRL it is. Start with Thursday night. Bills 31, Rams 10. Takeaways, Kamish?
Man, it was a bloodbath. Cousin Josh, as we all know him, laid. Man,
there goes the cat.
Laid a beat down on the Rams. Minus, the 4 turnovers that they had, 4 turnovers, and they scored 31 points. The Buffalo Bills are for real. They are starting right where they left off last year. Josh Allen looks great. Stephon Diggs looks fantastic. Our man, the mythical Gabe Davis, going off. And nowhere to be seen is Allen Robinson. If you see him, please report him to the Los Angeles Rams.
Los Angeles Police Department,
whatever you want.
Missing persons. Same with Cam Akers.
Yeah, definitely. Darrell Henderson has taken over the backfield, at least at this point. There was a report earlier in the offseason that both Henderson and Akers were dealing with soft tissue injuries. We're not sure if that is something part of the Cam Akers. Only 3 touches, 3 carries, 0 yards, played about 12 snaps. Definitely missed some pass blocking assignments and got Stafford walloped on. Darrell Henderson looked pretty good. Nothing special, but had about 15 touches, 13 carries, I believe 5 catches.
Yeah. What makes him interesting is the 5 catches. So yeah, he's getting work in the pass game, whereas Cam Akers is not. Thank God I didn't draft Cam Akers. That's what I have to say, because he was valued pretty high, but this is probably overreaction Sunday. So.
Yeah, it's the first Sunday. We learn a whole lot the first Sunday of the NFL season. Coaches can tell us so many things, but when it comes to winning ball games on Sunday, we kind of see what is actually going on. And obviously it's either Cam Akers isn't healthy or he's not very good. I believe he's not healthy. That's my take on it.
Darrell is, though.
Darrell is healthy. That's the thing. The last time we saw Cam Akers was in the Super Bowl. He didn't look very good, but they gave him a ton of touches. So they believe he has the capability of handling a higher workload. I do believe he is still a little injured coming back from something. I do think Darrell Henderson has the hold on the backfield at this point, but I could see it shifting pretty quickly because we know Darrell Henderson doesn't stay healthy for very long.
First round wide receivers are first round wide receivers for a reason. Moving on. Steelers, Bengals. Sorry if we're looking this direction. I have the box scores up for us so we can follow along.
A little rewind.
What's up?
Cooper Kupp's still a badass. We can move on.
Yeah, I thought we mentioned him. Sorry.
No, Cooper Kupp's still a badass. 13 catches on 15 targets, touchdown, 31.8 points on opening night. He's still a badass. End of discussion.
Steelers-Bengals game, the game that would not end.
Man.
Steelers win. Gritty performance by Mitchell Trubisky. By that, I mean he averaged 5.1 yards per completion. Najee Harris looked pretty good. Got dinged up at the end of the game.
Pretty good.
Has the receiving touchdown.
2 yards and a cloud of dust.
Yes, but he did have the receiving touchdown. That he will be a focal point of that offense, even though that offense is probably not that great.
Mm-hmm.
Ball got spread around to the receivers, but Deontay Johnson did have a very, very nice catch. Claypool was heavily involved, although he did not very much.
Claypool actually led the Steelers in rushing yards, 36 rushing yards on the day, 6 carries. They're trying to get him some manufactured touches, kind of like what they did. Yeah, Debo role. They did this his rookie year. I mean, he scored 10 touchdowns his rookie year. So they're trying to get him more involved in the game. I still believe he's a valuable asset to the Steelers. But we got to wait and see how things go. I mean, hey, Pittsburgh beat the Bengals, and that's all there is to it. Another win for Mike Tomlin, and hopefully another over 500 season.
The Bengals really still should have won this game.
Oh yeah, by
even
far.
Though they had a shitload of turnovers.
Yeah,
5
Burrow,
from Burrow.
Yeah, 4 picks from Burrow and a sack fumble. So it's not for lack of trying. It's kind of the opposite thing. Like, the Bills had 4 turnovers and scored 31 points. The Bengals had 5 turnovers and still almost beat the Steelers. And that was because of the Micah Fitzpatrick was all over the field, blocked the extra point to send him to overtime. It was definitely all but over. Jamar Chase scores the touchdown with 2 seconds left. Actually, it was 0 seconds. They scored it with no time on the clock, and Fitzpatrick blocks the extra point, and we go to overtime. And man, did I want that game to end, because I wanted to watch the afternoon games.
87 offensive plays for the Bengals.
That's a lot of plays.
The turnovers killed them. Steelers ran
like 62, 65.
60.
Wow. So they ran 25% more plays.
Yes. And every time they got in the red zone, Burrow found a way to throw a pick. That's what it seemed like.
The Bengals got a little dinged up.
Yes, they did.
Joe Mixon.
So did the Steelers.
Yeah, Joe Mixon got dinged up. It looks like he'll be fine.
7 catches for Mixon.
It did not specify what he was dealing with. And
Higgins,
T. Higgins went out in the second quarter, concussion protocol. But the Steelers did lose a few key people. Najee Harris did not play in overtime, was ruled out with a foot injury. They say it's not serious, and then TJ Watt, most likely a torn pectoral muscle, probably going to be done for the entire season, which is a bummer because he had a fantastic game. He's reigning defensive player of the year. Obviously, I'm a Steelers fan, but right when he came off the field, you could read his lips. I tore my pec. He knows his body, and so he's going to be done for the season. Otherwise,
Hayden Hurst is part of the offense.
Yeah, last year it was CJ Uzoma. They don't mind the tight end, so and especially when they're throwing the ball that much and they're going to run 85 plays, a lot of people are going to be involved. So we'll see how week 2 goes. But yeah, Pittsburgh pulls it out, and a lackluster ending.
Yes,
almost a tie. And granted, we almost had 2 ties today, and we'll get to that. But
Bears 19, Niners 10 in a slop fest in the rain in Chicago.
Grapple.
Looks like a lot of 49ers got in the mix. Everyone who is on the roster had a touch, apparently. Looking at this box score, Elijah Mitchell goes out with the knee injury. No news on that. Trey Lance looked like an athlete, but his completion percentage was atrocious. We'll see if that had more to do with
the weather,
or if he just needs to tighten up what he's got going on. The Bears should not have won this game, and yet still did.
It kind of started with a random ass backyard BS with Justin Fields throwing a ball to Dante Pettis, a 51-yard garbage play that runs it in.
Well, it didn't start with that. That was the game winner. Equimini St. Brown was the game winner.
Yeah.
But those are the 2 touchdowns. The Dante Pettis. And the
Khalil Herbert looked great.
3 touchdowns. They must have missed 2 extra points.
Yeah, they missed some extra points in the grapple weather. Yeah, who knows who's the starting 49ers running back? It may be Deebo Samuel.
1 for 3 on extra points for Cairo Santos.
Deebo Samuel had 8 carries today?
8 for 52 and a touchdown.
Yeah.
If Elijah Mitchell is out, Deebo Samuel is a wide receiver 1, or running back 1, however you
flex 1.
Yeah, flex 1.
Utility. The game you didn't really want to watch. They didn't show a whole lot of that on the Red Zone channel. I feel like we're looking at the screen a lot, but that's just the way it goes.
We were sitting there wondering why Khalil Herbert was in for the 4th quarter on the touchdown winning drive. And that's because Dave Montgomery was averaging 1.5 yards per carry.
1 yard in a cloud of dust compared to Najee Harris, 2 yards in a cloud of dust.
David Montgomery, better days are ahead.
Yep.
Justin Fields, better days are ahead. Somehow ended up with 2 touchdowns on 8 completions. Makes no sense.
25% touchdown rate.
Literally Tim Tebow, but worse. Moving on, we will move on to Saints Falcons, another game
that was a fun game.
No one wanted to win, no, that's a good game. Jameis Winston with 111 QBR.
Yeah,
or
but
quarterback rating.
The story was Taysom Hill, 4 carries, 81 yards, and a touchdown in the tight end position. Go get your tight end one in Taysom Hill.
Oh my gosh, Kamara only 3 catches for 7 yards.
Yeah, we got
4 targets.
We got a good assortment of pass catchers in
both teams.
Yeah, in New Orleans, especially last year, the Jameis was throwing to Marquez Callaway, Deontay Hardy, and Traquan Smith. This year, those are his wide receivers 4, 5, and 6. Now his wide receivers 1, 2, and 3 are Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, and Jarvis Landry. All had pretty decent days. Michael Thomas back in action, 5 for 57 and 2 tutties. Jarvis Landry does Jarvis Landry things.
Better than Jarvis Landry things. He averaged 16 yards a catch. Normally that'd be about 4.
Yeah, better. Yeah, so 7 for 114. Jameis out there slinging the rock. Running game was not effective. They were down most of the second half, so it was on Jameis to lead them back.
Nice back shoulder play
to Michael Thomas.
We're watching the corner screen right now as we get through advertisements showing us the highlights. Since we didn't see the highlights,
break down the Falcons. I mean, interesting day.
Cordell Patterson is Cordero Patterson. He is running back 1. Marcus Mariota was pretty efficient.
Very efficient.
His ending line didn't look that great, but he facilitated the ball pretty well. Drake London 5 for 74. He is huge. Kyle Pitts did nothing. And if you want the second wide receiver for the Falcons, it's Olamide Zaccheaus.
Olamide Zaccheaus.
All right, cool. Yeah. He's the wide receiver 2 if you want.
Or the 3, because it's Kyle Pitts as 1.
Maybe.
Don't get me started.
Was he just double teamed? We didn't get to see that.
I needed. We didn't watch the entire game. I want to see how many reps he had in line and how many reps he had out wide.
Mariota 12 rushes for 72 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, Mariota was very effective. Desmond Ritter's not touching the field anytime soon. Mariota had a
maybe
very
week
good
10.
game.
Who knows?
Depends on where they're at, but a very good game.
Moving on.
Oh man.
Eagles 38, Lions 35.
Fun
Eagles
game.
had this one put away, and then the Lions just would not die.
The witching hour came out.
Yeah, DeAndre Swift, animal, Jamal Williams with the 2 vulture touchdowns.
Dog.
Jared Goff actually played pretty well. He, based on quarterback rating, went toe-to-toe perfectly with Jalen Hurts. Miles Sanders, Jalen Hurts, Kenneth Gainwell, and Boston Scott all score a rushing touchdown. That's basically going to be what it's like. And Miles Sanders celebrated his first touchdown in 2 years. Is that correct?
Yeah, no touchdowns last year. Definitely excited that he got one this year. And the big story of the day, and this will be a reoccurring theme, wide receivers traded to new offenses. AJ Brown.
He had nothing in the first half.
No, he had like 5.
Yeah, but it was that huge deep shot that got him where he was.
I almost cussed on it. I almost had it been explicit. I almost said AJ motherfucking Brown. So here we go. 10 for 155. No touchdowns, but AJ Brown is an alpha. So we will probably continue to see that. Definitely a drop in efficiency for Devonta Smith. So we'll see how that affects.
Yeah, that was bad. 0 points for Devonta Smith on 4 targets. So, I mean, at least they were trying. His second highest target share of the day. Monroe St. Brown, I was wrong.
He's stud.
He's good.
He's good.
That's pretty much it. There was a lot of points scored, 0 passing touchdowns for Jalen Hurts. He will get some passing touchdowns, but 90 rushing yards and a touchdown on the ground.
That's 15
in the first half of the morning games. I'm pretty sure he was running back 1 for the day.
Yeah, it was crazy. He's got quarterback 1 upside, like 15 points just in rushing floor. So crazy.
The game I was probably the most wrong on this morning, although if you look at Mac Jones' completion percentage, he did pretty good. Dolphins 20, Patriots 7. The Patriots just could not get anything going on offense whatsoever. An even split between Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson. Damian Harris did look like the more effective back, though.
Yeah, it was 100+ degrees down in Miami. We know Miami trumps New England down there. Tua Tagovailoa now is 4-0 against Bill Belichick. Maybe Miami, it's always been Belichick's kryptonite, and the Patriots' kryptonite down in Miami. Not necessarily in Foxborough, but they struggled down in Miami.
A lot of clock was chewed in this game, apparently, because there was only 52 plays for New England and
Leonard Fournette about to get into
55 plays for the Dolphins.
Only 55. Wow. Yeah, very run heavy ball game. Tyreek Hill, another alpha, gets traded. Very good stat line. What, 8 for 94?
Yep.
No
Jalen Waddle with the touchdown.
So yeah, it's like they're trying to effectively get those receivers into the ball game that they traded for to obviously show what they can do.
6 targets for Jacoby Myers. That's promising.
There goes Fournette. Boom.
He came on a lot towards the end of the year. Last year, there's really not much else to talk about. There wasn't a ton of fantasy relevant people besides Waddle and Tyreek Hill.
Mac Jones went for an X-ray. Nothing came out.
Back injury. Yep.
Back injury.
Probably just sore.
Nothing crazy. Yeah, sore from all those sacks.
Ravens torched the Jets. It was a slow moving first half, and then Lamar picked it up 24-9 on September 11th. He just had to do it to him. Joe Flacco with 59 pass attempts. Zach, is that a winning formula?
Who started for him?
Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
Wearing number 19.
Deep ball for Tom Brady.
Julio incomplete on the sideline. Is 59 pass attempts by Joe Flacco a winning formula?
Negatory, deputy.
Is it in 2012? Yes. Is it in 2022?
Well, we found out who the number 3 option is in Baltimore. That is Devin Duvernay.
Yep.
4 catches, 80 yards,
54 and 2 touchdowns.
Yep, 2 tutties.
I think that's repeatable based on the target share.
Exactly. I mean, they're not going to. They threw it 30 times. That's pretty. That's probably going to be average. They're probably going to want to run the ball a little bit more. Kenyon Drake did get 11 carries. Surprised Lamar didn't run so much, but they knew they were probably going to be winning this ball game. Didn't put Lamar in too much risk. Kenyon Drake did get the start, but J.K. Dobbins should be coming back hopefully soon. So we'll have to see how that goes. But it was the Devin Duvernay show. Rashad Bateman did catch a touchdown. Mark Andrews got his, standard 5 for 50. A lot of those tight ends, they're not going to be in that top 12 tight end discussion really, except if they get a touchdown. But maybe double-digit points is a top 12 tight end. So he had 5 for 52. He's a top 12 tight end this week.
The Jets really distributed to the running backs really well. We'll see if that continues with Zach Wilson. 9 targets for Michael Carter. He did more with it, just barely. And 10 targets for Breece Hall. Mm-hmm. Michael Carter was extremely effective on the ground as well. And that was the difference. Michael Carter was 17 points in the day, but that's pretty promising for both of them, but who knows what's going to look like with Zach Wilson.
Yeah. Zach Wilson isn't a huge check down guy. So we'll have to wait and see. Zach Wilson isn't much of anything. So we'll have to really wait and see.
Yeah. Corey Davis, 6 for 77. I didn't see that stat line.
Yeah. And actually,
all 3 wide receivers had at least 10 points.
Yeah,
Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis.
Garrett Wilson actually out-targeted Elijah Moore, which is actually surprising. Corey Davis had the highest. Well, I guess Breece Hall had the biggest targets out of Joe Flacco. But when you throw up 59 times, a lot of people are going to get targets.
Yes. Ravens take care of business. I think it was a little rainy there today. This was actually a fun game. There was a lot of lead changes. Jacksonville 22, Commanders 28. Still weird to say. Carson Wentz with the good game does have 2 interceptions, but based on the fact that they weren't really shown in the highlights today that we were watching, I don't think they were his fault.
Yeah, that was a very entertaining game. We have James Robinson coming back from the Achilles injury in December. He progressed well. He out-touched Travis Etienne, 12 touches, and Etienne had 6. So definitely something to think about where Etienne's a 4th round pick. James Robinson's a 10th round pick.
Robinson's not going to see target share though.
No, he won't see target share. He had 1 catch on 1 target. He did get the touchdown. He did get both touchdowns. Christian Kirk, again, a receiver on the move, 6 for 117, had 12 targets today. So that's going to be interesting. That's definitely Trevor Lawrence's number 1 target. He did like Zay Jones as well, 9 targets, 6 catches.
Speaking of favorite targets, Curtis Samuel.
Yeah.
11 targets, 8 catches, 55 yards, and a touchdown.
The Commanders definitely have 3 viable options: Terry McLaurin,
Antonio Gibson, Curtis Samuel,
and even Jahan Dotson. The rookie, 2 tutties.
Something to look at.
Something to take a peek at, in the near future. And Antonio Gibson does rebound well. Maybe it was all a ruse.
Could just be motivation.
Just get a light of fire for Antonio Gibson, and he had a nice solid day.
Trevor Lawrence didn't look too terrible. He missed some wide. Well, he had almost 50%.
There was a lot of drops though. ETN dropped a touchdown. Kirk drops a touchdown.
Wasn't it 2 drives in a row we watched where they had drops
in the end zone?
Moving on to Browns Panthers. Baker just couldn't get it done. He does drive them down the field, score 17 points in the fourth quarter, and they could not get it done.
They took the lead, but the Browns marched down. Jacoby Brissett marches them down, and Cade York, the rookie kicker, hits a 58-yarder to knock it out. Not a whole lot of fireworks in this game. McCaffrey,
they barely broke to this game at all.
Yeah, McCaffrey did get a touchdown. The big touchdown scorer was Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt had 11 carries, a couple catches, had 2 touchdowns. The standard Nick Chubb line, 22 for 141, and 1 catch.
Oh, 1 catch.
1 catch. So he had 23 touches, no touchdowns. Poor line.
What is that? 15.3
points. So an RB2.
Worse than Michael Carter.
Yeah. So that's the hard thing with Nick Chubb. Kareem Hunt's going to get those value touches, and
you can start them both.
Yeah, definitely.
Kareem Hunt's flex play. Chubb, you got to play every week.
Yeah, you're just hoping for the best.
Christian McCaffrey, still Christian McCaffrey. Better days are to come.
Yep.
Don't be scared from DJ Moore. He saw almost exactly as many touches as Robbie Anderson. It's just Robbie Anderson did a little bit more.
Robbie Anderson got the big 60-yard touchdown.
Yeah, I bet you his yak was a lot higher.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Evans brings it down to the 5-yard line for Tampa, 12-3 Cowboys, 3:57 left in the third quarter. Baker looked good.
Yeah, he looked fine. I mean, first game, a lot of emotions going on.
Yeah, better than Darnold.
Yeah, definitely.
Colts, Texans, the tie.
Like I said, we almost had the first tie since first Sunday with 2 ties since, what was it, 1972?
Yeah, 72, 73. I don't know. They brought up the stat. Jonathan Taylor with the big day, 161 yards on the ground, a touchdown, and mixed in 4 catches for 14 yards. Michael Thomas, fade, touchdown, corner of the end zone. I think this game is over. Yes, Mike Evans, excuse me.
So Jonathan Taylor had 35 touches today.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's RB1. Their entire offense.
Exactly.
When Frank Reich talked about getting him less touches, they just meant that they're going to put Naheem Hines on the field more often.
Exactly. And Hines was on the field. They did play a lot of 2-back sets.
6 for 50.
6 for 50. Had a couple of rushes. Oh, nice catch. One-handed over Trayvon Diggs, who gets burned more than off.
Fun fact, Trayvon Diggs is actually not that great of a corner.
No.
He's just a ball hawk.
He is. And there's a difference. You could be a ball hawk. I mean, we're getting off topic, but you could be a ball hawk and be really good, or you could be a ball hawk and get burned a lot of times too.
Yeah, basically it just takes a bunch of risks.
That's part of it too. And we go back to Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey got fucking burned this week. Second F word. Sorry. But he got burned multiple times this week. But Jalen Ramsey is still a ball hawk.
Yeah.
So it happens. You have bad games, but Jalen Ramsey is still better than Trayvon Diggs.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yep. Brandon Cooks is Brandon Cooks. Mm-hmm. OJ Howard. That helps nobody. All right.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns. If you feel like adding them, go ahead. Spend your waiver wire money on them.
If Matt Ryan is the starting quarterback again next year, Michael Pittman's a first-round pick.
Oh, by far. Michael Pittman.
Or he's a top 10 receiver pick, I should say.
He's a top 10 receiver pick probably this year. Based on what we saw, 9 catches on 13 targets, 121 yards, and a touchdown. He was very good.
My early bet for the Bucks Cowboys just paid out because Cowboys are going to lose.
Sorry, buddy.
It's okay. Rex Burkhead and Dameon Pierce were both highly ineffective. It'd be kind of funny if the Texans, they're not planning for anything this year, right? But their offense did look pretty good. What if they went out and traded for Alexander Madison?
No, they've committed to Dameon Pierce at this point. They cut Marlon Mack. Rex Burkhead is a Swiss Army knife. So you're kind of
5 catches for 30 for Rex Burkhead.
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, and what you said. I mean, yeah, Alexander Madison's a nice piece, but I mean, they did draft. I guess Dameon Pierce in the 4th round, so not a lot of high capital, but he had a great preseason. It is only week 1. Colts have a good front 4, very ineffective today, but it's his first start as an NFL player, so that's going to have to wait and see.
Moving on to the afternoon slate, we've got Giants Titans. Giants win 21-20. Titans miss a 50-something yarder at the end of the game by Randy Bullock.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry looked like a monster. Somehow he looks even bigger this year than he did last year, which makes no sense. He does get a target.
1 target. But the big story is he does not get the majority of the targets out of the backfield. That is Dontrell Hilliard.
Yes. Gets
3 for 61 and then 2 touchdowns out of the backfield.
Who the hell is Kyle Phillips?
Kyle Phillips is a rookie wide receiver out of the slot.
UCLA.
Yeah, very good.
Round 5 receiver, pick, I think. I just read.
Yeah.
Saquon's back.
Oh, man. Saquon Barkley. Round of applause.
He's back. Saquon, welcome back.
He's back, baby.
Welcome back.
Congratulations, Luke. You have a stud.
Sterling Shepard, 2 for 71 and a touchdown.
The Achilles injuries, man, they are not as
bad as they used to be.
Yeah.
I think there's more to come for Sterling Shepard based on that alone. He looked pretty crisp. Kenny Golladay is a ginormous waste of money.
Hey, Kadarius Toney hit 2 rushes, no catches.
Treylon Burks gets 5 targets. He apparently had a 27-yard catch at 3 for 55. The Titans offense, once they figure out what they're going to be doing, I think will be a little bit better than they were today. Daniel Jones went 17 for 21, 188 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Him and Dable got into it at the very end of the game when he threw that pick in the end zone. But Daniel Jones did march them back down the field and scored the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. So good for him. And
another game of 3 announced, just like the Patriots and Dolphins. 59 plays ran for the Titans and 53.
Very slow paced game.
Okay. Moving on to the next afternoon slot, we have Packers Vikings. The Vikings come in and thwomp Aaron Rodgers as they're trying to figure out their offense.
Justin Jefferson or Cooper Kupp?
Ooh, yeah. They're both studs. Justin Jefferson shows up and says, thank you. I will take it from here. 9 catches, 184 yards, 2 touchdowns. AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones are both startable options.
Yeah, definitely. Dalvin Cook he had over 100 yards total offense, no touchdowns. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He does get 5 targets, 3 catches for 18 yards. Thielen was a kind of an afterthought, which was a little bit surprising. Basically, it's Justin Jefferson is in the Devontae Adams role, and Kirk Cousins is just going to facilitate everyone else. Obviously, they were up early in this game, and they didn't have to force anything, so who knows what target share will actually look like.
They were in control by halftime. They didn't really push the envelope too much.
Yeah. Aaron Jones, 5 carries for 49 yards. AJ Dillon does get the rushing touchdown, which was the Packers' only touchdown. It looked like Aaron was trying to figure out which of the receivers he could trust, and it's pretty clear that Christian Watson kind of fell out of favor in the second half of the game.
Yeah, I mean, he couldn't really trust anybody. So we got to wait.
I do like Dubes. I like me some Dubes.
Dubes
does get the 5 catches.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We'll give it another week to see who the Packers wide receiver one.
I don't think Randall Cobb has it in his legs anymore.
Yeah, they're holding out hope for Alan Lazard, hopefully being back next week as well.
Yeah, that was a weird scratch.
Yeah, well, it wasn't late. He didn't practice all week.
Well, Trace McSorley got into the game for the Cardinals. Chiefs thwomped the Cardinals 44-21. Patrick Mahomes had 5 touchdowns. All 5 of those taking place in the red zone. Isaiah Pacheco randomly, when we stopped watching, apparently went 12 for 62 and a touchdown.
Yeah. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, multiple touchdowns in the air, 2 tutties.
He gets the receiving touchdowns.
Yep.
Travis Kelce, I'm sorry for everything I said about you.
He is the number 1 tight end still.
James Conner looked pretty good, although he was 2 yards in a cloud of dust. The game scheme did not leave him a chance.
He caught quite a bit of passes.
A lot of people are going to pick up Craig Dortch but
Craig Dortch.
I don't think they should. I feel like that's the Rondell Moore role. Yeah.
But,
so
we don't really know how long he's gonna be out, but he did have 9 targets today. Juju Smith-Schuster was the highest targeted wide receiver on the Chiefs, just one behind Travis Kelce, the tight end.
Greg Dortch is Cardinal.
Yeah, correct. Greg Dortch, if you're really wanting Craig Dortch.
James Conner gets 6 targets, which is very promising. Basically, it's just like we're watching right now, how it's just Leonard Fournette, and that's the only thing that matters.
Yep.
James Conner is the only thing that matters out of the backfield.
Correct.
All right. AJ Green did nothing. I think we can move on.
Yeah.
Mecole Hardman with the garbage time touchdown. And just like Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes is trying to figure out who he can trust as well.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers, Raiders.
Fun game.
It was a fun game. It seemed like Derek Carr,
he
had 3 picks, but it really didn't feel like any of them were his fault.
Yeah, and again, this is that big alpha receiver coming to a new team. Devontae Adams, 17 targets on 10 catches.
That's
10 catches
insane.
on 17 targets. Darren Waller was the next most targeted with 6 targets, along with Hunter Renfrow. It was a point to get Devontae Adams the ball. He is a alpha. He is a stud. They're going to connect quite a bit. Keenan Allen goes out of the game with a hamstring injury. Weird story. A lot of these guys got all targeted about the same amount of times.
Yep.
Keenan Allen, DeAndre Carter, Gerald Everett, Austin Eckler, Trey
McKitty.
Who's the other one? And Mike Williams all have 4 targets. So Justin Herbert definitely did spread the ball around. The backup running back in the Chargers backfield is Sony Michel.
Yes, I would say so.
Even though
Josh Kelly got about the equal work, but I feel like Sony Michel was better.
Correct.
Just from the eye test.
So he definitely did spread around. DeAndre Carter does catch the touchdown. Mike Williams was very ineffective. And Gerald Everett also caught the touchdown.
Game script didn't really fit a Mike Williams game either. Tony Pollard with a nice run. He just ripped off
7 yards.
Looks like the Cowboys were shooting themselves in the foot this game.
Yeah.
DeAndre Carter is very interesting in that offense.
Yeah.
Thought it'd be Josh Palmer. Josh Palmer didn't see any targets until the second half. Ends up going 3 catches for 5 yards. Basically all bubble screens. That's what that means.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens with Keenan Allen hamstring injury.
And that brings us to Sunday night. That is IRL football.
Yeah, we actually just finished the 3rd quarter of the Sunday night game. Dallas is down 19-3. It hasn't been a whole lot. It's been Ryan Suckup and Leonard Fournette. That's about it.
Yeah.
Mike Evans did catch the touchdown, but there's
caught the pass leading out to the touchdown too.
Yeah, the Cowboys are just having a tough time moving the ball.
All right. That might be the quickest we've ever ran through IRL football. It's huge difference being in the same room. It's enjoyable. Exactly. We're going to take a short break. Here's a break. That was a break. Okay. Since Zach was so gracious enough to lend the red zone to us this weekend, I decided I'd take some notes. So here's my weekend observations. Okay. It's Stu Gatz. He does weekend observations. Hold on.
Tony Pollard with another carry.
Yeah.
Flag holding.
All right. I'm just going to churn through these. Joe Flacco wears number 19.
That might have been the best thing of the weekend. Joe Flacco wearing number 19.
Jared Goff is the worst passer under pressure. Confirmed. I think there's stats to back that up.
Yeah. In the pocket.
Yeah.
Justin Fields might be just as bad.
I didn't watch him today. OJ Howard. That helps nobody. We just got to that. Devin Duvernay. Look for him on your waiver wire. Justin Reed is a kicker.
Yeah. Harrison Butker rolls his ankle on the first opening, not the kickoff after their first touchdown. And Justin Reed, the safety of the Chiefs, handled the kickoff duties. Butker did come back in and kick some extra points and field goals. He did attempt a extra point. He did miss it badly, but he did have
he made his first extra point.
Oh, he made the first extra point, missed the second one, and he handled kickoff duties, and everyone was a touchback. He was crushing it.
Mm-hmm. What the hell is Pat Mahomes doing with his lips? We fired up the second quarter, back from commercial break, and Pat Mahomes is doing this. Yep, just like that. Flacco throwing 59 times. Is that a winning formula?
Negatory, deputy.
All right. You've got 2022 Matt Ryan and 2022 Joe Flacco. You need one drive to win. Who are you taking?
Matt Ryan.
Okay.
I guess Matt Ryan's won an MVP. Joe Flacco's won a Super Bowl. Apples and tomato.
Tomato.
But I'll take Matt Ryan.
Tomato. Injuries derail Kyler Murray. Turns out talented wide receivers are important. Marquise Brown was not enough to
overcome
everything
else.
And Albert Pujols hits home run number 697. There's my note.
Somehow he squeezes in some BS baseball when it's freaking football
697.
Season. Nobody cares.
Passes A-Rod.
Nobody cares.
All right. The matchups that mattered. That is the part of the show we're on, is it not?
Exactly.
Okay. Currently, I have all the Cowboys, but
they suck.
They're not doing very good. Brian Suckup is my highest scorer from Sunday Night Football, which is not a winning formula. Cole still has Javonte Williams. I am going to lose. Currently, I am down 119.6 to 80.58 to Cole. I will start 0-1, but none of that matters.
Because he's the champ, and
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Lean will beat Cody Sackett.
Yes.
It will happen. Lean is currently winning 158.18 with Dalton Schultz he's playing right now. And Sackett has 117.82 with Leonard Fournette. Still has Cortland Sutton left to go.
But
that's not
going
to be enough. No, that's not going to be enough.
No, Sutton has a 40-point game.
It's not going to happen. It's over. This one is already done. For sure done. Lucas
continues where continues where he leaves off from last year. Just straight dominance. He's got a hell of a roster. Welcome to the running back club, Saquon Barkley.
Yep, 33.4 from Barkley, 26 from Diggs, 25 from AJ Brown, 23 from Herbert, and that's all you need apparently.
Yep, he's
145.46 to 109.22 currently. Heath is done, so it is
0-1 for Heath.
This one is still very, very, very tight. We won't know who wins this one until tomorrow, but currently Dark Horse is losing 104.72 to Drew 106.3.
What are the projections?
The projections still have Drew winning by 5.
Okay.
Drew tomorrow has Russell Wilson and Tyler Lockett going into DK Metcalf. Chris Godwin is out for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So this is probably going to be Drew.
Yeah, Drew's probably going to pull it out.
Moving on, we have another one that's pretty tight. This one looked like it was over earlier in the day. However, Mike Evans is going off, so that's very helpful.
Mike Evans is on Blasters?
Yes. Blasters at 99.9. Patrick is at 107.66.
And the projections?
The projections has Patrick pulling this off 122 to 115 for Blaster, but it is now still only the fourth quarter. So we shall see. Russell Gage has 0 input into this game. I just watched Rashad Perriman walk out onto the field, so I don't think Russell Gage is going to do anything.
That's because of Chris Godwin.
Yeah. This one will be tight.
Don't mention Brashard Perriman in my presence. That trophy should have another. I'm not doing it.
Okay, moving on. There is still a chance for Zach. However,
there's this big a chance.
He would need 21 points.
This big a chance
from the Broncos defense against the hapless Seahawks. Currently, Brinkman has 130.18 to Zach's 109.22. The way we felt about week 1 on our fantasy teams is the way that Zeke just looked at the camera because the Cowboys offense is inept tonight for some reason.
Exactly.
I will lose every week that the Cowboys don't score 20 at least.
Yeah, that's why you don't invest too much in one offense in a classic, but in a classic redraft. But
it's all right.
You're going to lose when your team doesn't really score many touchdowns.
Let's see. You had 2 touchdowns from Kyler Murray, 1 touchdown from McCaffrey, and 1 touchdown from Marquise Brown in your stack.
Yeah, that was about it.
And same as you. You had the stack, and it didn't work.
Nope, didn't work this week.
That's the matchups that mattered. Wow.
Yeah,
we pumped through this.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting as we get through the in the division play. We'll see how the divisions kind of work out before we get to interdivision play, where we go tomato versus tomato, and
that's what it's really important.
Yeah, see which tomato. Yeah, that's the most important. Oh, Tom Brady picked off.
Is that Micah Parsons? Nope, that is somebody named Wilson. I know my team so well.
Yeah, so it'll determine the balance of the league and see which division is stronger.
Week 2 spreads are already up.
I know, tomato or tomato. We have a few weeks before we hit that, but we're in full season now, guys. It's real. Next week we have our first waiver wire run. There's some players out there, and
just a few, not very many.
Yeah, we'll see how aggressive folks are. But yeah.
So we need 3 bets, correct?
Yeah. Are they sponsored by Balacones?
Sure. Today's bets that matter are sponsored by Balcones. There, we have not thought of any stakes to attach to our bets this year, but where do you want to start? Do you want to do individual performances? Do you want to do like one spread, one individual performance, and one random one?
We can go every other. I mean, how we did last time. You come up with 3 bets. I come up with 3 bets. We'll just.
I don't want to touch this over under on, I don't want to touch the spread on Chargers Chiefs.
What is the spread?
-3.5 for the Chiefs.
That's a weird spread.
That's a pretty good spread. I'm going to start with a spread.
Okay. It's Dalton's week.
Here's a good one.
It's his house, home court.
This one where it's -1 Patriots Steelers.
Patriots on the road at the Steelers.
-1. I'm going to continue to drink the Kool-Aid. Give me the Steelers -1. Get the extra point of cushion.
You're taking the Steelers.
I'll take the Steelers
+1.
-1.
The Steelers are not favored.
Yes, they are. -1.
No, New England is favored -1.
Yes, I'm taking the Patriots.
Oh, okay. I thought you were taking. You said you're drinking the Kool-Aid on the Steelers.
Oh, my bad.
That's why I'm
Kool-Aid
confused.
on Mac Jones and the Patriots. Okay. I said they were going to win this week. I still believe they're better than what they showed today. I will take the Patriots.
Fine, I'll take the Steelers.
It's basically a pick 'em because -1 doesn't matter.
No, we'll give Mitchell Trubisky one more week. That's the new name I came up with him this morning. Mitchell Trubisky. The Steelers will start 2-0, and they're going to be on their way to another 500 record.
So I've got the Patriots at -1.
Okay.
And you have the
Steelers
at +1. Okay. What do you want to do bet-wise? Do you want to do individual performances?
It's your week.
I have to come up with all 3 bets. Okay.
Well, I mean, we can do them. You can do individual, but yeah.
Okay.
We don't have to do all spreads.
Okay. More.
This is off the cuff.
More total yards. Marcus Mariota or Matthew Stafford. They play next week. You're the first.
More
pick.
total yards.
Total yards.
Wow. Total yards. What did Stafford have this week? I know he got tromped, but is it so just passing and rushing?
Mm-hmm.
Can you go to his stats?
Sure. He had 240 passing yards.
And rushing, I'm guessing he had 0.
I don't know. You're asking too many questions.
I'm assuming Matthew Stafford had 0 rushing yards, but
I just got to get. I mean, I just rushed for 45 yards on you with Matthew Stafford.
God. He's talking about Madden. I suck at Madden.
Matthew Stafford had 2. So Matthew Stafford had 242 yards.
Okay. And
Marcus Mariota, I believe, had more, but we're gonna double check. Mariota had 287, so he had more. 242 to 287. I'm just picking whichever one you don't pick.
Give me Stafford.
You want Stafford? All right, I'll take
Stafford. More total yards.
It's probably a better pick, but
Mariota looked good though. Like no doubt about it. The way that Mariota wins that is if he has another good rushing day like that.
Okay. More kicks missed. AFC or NFC next week. It's full slate, so it's 15 to 15.
So
16 to 16.
So Thursday through Monday.
Thursday through Monday. Does the AFC or the NFC miss more kicks? And I get to pick first, so I'm going to say the AFC misses more kicks.
Okay, I'll take the NFC.
That's the bets that matter.
AFC versus NFC kicks, man, because we love our kickers. And they missed a lot of kicks this week.
Yes, that's the theme.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we should get rid of kickers.
We should not get rid of kickers. The Queen's dead. King Charles III.
Nobody cares. We're in America.
I care because Premier League didn't happen this weekend. I couldn't succumb.
Okay, well now we're talking about soccer on a football podcast. So
would you rather I went back to baseball?
It's football season. You need to stop.
Is it what are people watching? That's what I want.
Sunday Night Football.
Okay.
That's what we're watching. Fantasy baseball season over. I have no interest in baseball the rest of the season.
Okay. I've been watching Welcome to Wrexham.
I heard that is pretty good though.
Yeah. They have 6 episodes. I really enjoy it. Rob McElhenney and why can't I remember his name? Ryan Reynolds. They bought a Welsh football club. Yes, it is football. Sorry, soccer for you guys. And
call me kickball.
Yeah, their team's doing much better this year than it was last year.
We're gonna go into some stats.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to Wrexham and see where they're at in the table.
Wrexham with that W.
WREXHAM.
Because it's soccer.
They need to get promoted because they are pumping so much money into this team. I think that ends it.
Yeah, we are. How about a preview for next week?
Oh shit, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah,
my bad. I already shut down my computer.
Oh man.
Preview for the matchups that matter, of course.
Yeah, we are still in division play in Tomàto. Tomato versus tomato.
Tomato. Sorry, it's just tomato versus tomato and tomato versus tomato. Sorry about having my phone here. There's an easier way to get to this, Zachary.
Mm-hmm.
There's still an easier way to get to this.
Matchups week 2, right there.
Oh,
right there.
2. Okay.
All right. Preview matchups that matter.
I will be taking on Heath.
2 0-1 clubs.
Guaranteed to be 0-1. Garrett, who is still in contention for if it's going to be a win or a loss, but it's a brother bowl.
It is the Brink Bowl. We did have the hot chicken wing bowl this week.
We did. And we
need to discuss the other bowl game.
Oh, we do need to discuss the other bowl game. Okay. And then we also have Blaster taking on Drew.
Interesting.
Blaster could still win and Drew could still win. So who knows?
Could be it.
Cole and Lean will be taking their 1-0 records against each other in week 2.
Luke, the Heinz Ketchup Bowl.
Yeah.
Luke.
I've heard Luke can't catch up.
Luke. That's good.
Yeah.
Luke versus Zach. It's going to be a good one.
Welcome to Perkins. Okay, Zach is taking on Pat. Do you guys have a bowl game?
I do not.
Okay, 2 fathers are duking it out in week 2. Who knows if they're both 0-1 or one's 1-1-0. I don't know. The other bowl game.
The newest bowl game.
I don't know if the Brinkmans listen to this podcast, but if they do, Garrett
Brinkman.
Garrett Brinkman. You skipped out on the check draft day. Guess who covered you? The fucking champion, because that's what champs do. All right. So we have what did I call it? Dine and Ditch.
The Dine and Ditch Bowl.
Dine and Ditch Bowl. That was a $31 tab that I paid for you. So I will be contacting you soon to determine how we want to gamble $31, whether it's double or nothing or what. We play in week 10, I think. It's somewhere between week 8 and 10. So between now and then, I'm going to get a hold of you and we're going to find out how we're going to settle this mess because you're a jackass.
Ooh.
Who dines in dishes? He wasn't even drunk this year.
Maybe he was just like, the champ will pay for it. It's all right. No big deal.
Someone's going to pay.
Someone will pay.
Someone's going to pay.
And whose fantasy team is going to pay? Dark Horse or Scotch?
If I'm 0-7 going to that game, that's the only game I care about.
Dalton may fall into the curse of the Suck Up Cup, where the defending champ missed the playoffs.
I really don't care this year very much.
Dalton has no preparation. He has no idea who is on whose team. He has no idea which players play on an NFL team. They're like, oh, they play on that team? And it might be a rough season for the deputy commission, the defending champ.
I'll probably still make the playoffs. It's all right. We'll see how far the Cowboys take me.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And with that, it's time to play switch tennis, a la the U.S. Open. So we're going to catch you guys later. We're going to finish out our good night. I have a few drops left, so it's not rude to cheers.
Cheers. And everyone, good luck.
This is the end of the episode.
God, Dalton is so bad at this.